You know what? I hit the wrong button. I'm sorry, people. Let me go ahead and pull everybody up here in chat. Okay, so we got many people that have come in, and this is a big, exciting night. I have the honors of having world-renowned psychic medium Sarah. I'm gonna butcher her last name again. I just forgot. Lemos. I hope that is. Yep. Okay, I think I got it. So let me go ahead and bring her to.
Hey guys.
Hey, welcome. I thought for
Hey.
sure I was gonna butcher your name. I was just like, oh my God. And then we got my husband here in chat. I gotta move him, so we don't want him there.
Howdy,
So I gotta
guys.
move him.
Yeah, why don't you put the ladies together?
There we
There you
go.
go.
There.
I think that's much
It's
better.
about it. So
It
we
is.
got so many people in chat. Oh my gosh.
What's up, Rebecca's Realm, everybody?
Oh, let me go down the
Want to
list
run
really
through
fast.
real quick?
Yep, let me run
Okay.
through because I gotta say hi to everybody. Okay, we got Dr. Oddity in the house. We got Gail Pointer. Thank you so much for being here. We got Tony. J Mac is my husband. Hey, Spitfire, what's up? Who else we got? We got Ashley. She's live with ankylosing spondylitis. Welcome, welcome. And I saw him say Rebecca. We got Rebecca. Pam is in the house. So many amazing supporters. Christina Bell, welcome. How are you guys doing? Cheryl King, good to see you. Always a pleasure seeing each and every one of you. These are just the people over here on the YouTube side right now. And we got Adventures with Beth. And we got Parasolo. Welcome, everybody. Welcome.
And enjoy your stay.
Yes. So, you guys, look who we have. Psychic medium Sarah. And she's actually
Amy's
an
fangirling.
Oregonian.
You've been fangirling.
Okay.
Do you need to catch your breath or what? Are you good?
I do. So, Sarah.
Yeah.
You're an Oregonian. Tell us about yourself, please.
So yeah, I am actually from Oregon, born and raised in Oregon, which is, sometimes not the easiest place to be when it comes to paranormal because there's a lot of stuff going on the other side of the United States. I hope more and more comes to Oregon, comes to California. I hope that in time we have more paracons and things like that because most stuff is over that way.
See, you guys, I'm not the only one. I've been doing that. So yes. So there's so much I want to ask. I feel like I'm lagging right now.
When did you start? Oh yeah. But we were talking about when she started. We were amazed at how long you've been doing this.
And when so 5 years old is when I kind of awoke. Into
what happened?
A lot of people have heard this story, but it's a good one. I started working when I was a little girl. Let me put it this way. I could see spirit, but I was I was born in 1977. And we had a big don't talk to strangers. There was, I don't know about you guys, but it was everywhere.
69. So yeah. The stranger danger. I remember that. Yes.
Remember that? So it was like, I heard it so often all the time. So I didn't speak to who I saw. So I saw them, but I didn't talk to them. Right. So there was no communication. So I didn't know that other people didn't see them. Okay. I didn't know this.
You just took him as a stranger.
Exactly.
That's amazing. Okay.
Right? So it was just a stranger. So I just didn't talk to them.
Right.
Now, mind you, I was scared. So I spent a lot of time, before I went to bed, kind of with the covers, like just peering out, holding my breath. For some reason, I thought if I don't breathe, they can't hear me. I don't know why that was. But if I don't breathe, they can't hear me. And I would just literally peer out. I will never forget this, peering out over my covers, praying that they can't hear me. As things went on, I ended up telling my grandma. And I told my grandma about this man who came and saw me every single night. So she called a family meeting. And in that family meeting, she said, "How dare you let a man walk through that door and sit with my granddaughter?" And I said, "Grandma, he doesn't walk through that door. He walks through that wall." And it was in that moment that is the first time that I realized, oh, wait a second. This is not something everybody else is doing. This is the way they looked at me, the way they kind of like, we don't tell lies. And I wasn't lying. Right. I wasn't lying. That I was telling you exactly what was happening. That's why I clarified he doesn't walk through that door. He walks through that wall. And I think many kids have this experience. I really do.
Yeah. I agree with you on that 100%. And even people
were they
chat
trying to interact with you, or were they just moving around you?
They would move around me. They would get close to me. They would sit next to me, but I didn't, like I said, no communication, none whatsoever.
None.
But when they sat next to you, it was to interact with you, or they just happened to sit down?
That's a good question. I don't know. I just know they would sit next to me. I didn't, like I said, I would hide from them. I would hide from them. I would try not to breathe.
So they weren't all up, hey, little girl. And, they weren't doing this kind of, oh, gotcha.
No.
And it was adults and children, right? Or just adults.
Okay. As things went on, there was a child that I ended up seeing. But at first, it was definitely adults that I saw.
Okay. That's got to be frightening. It's got to be frightening for a little kid.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did they ever show you like how they died, or they just come in just human or regular form?
Regular form. I saw them in regular form for a long time. Then, as I got a little bit older, I started seeing flashes, and a lot of people talk about this, where you go to bed and as you close your eyes, you see people, this woman, man, old woman, young man, and you see these flashes of people and you don't understand why you're seeing it. And now I think I was being trained. I think I was being taught. I think I was being shown, because that's what I was going to see later on in life. And then I would need to know what the heck that was.
Wow.
When could you actually start talking to them?
Man, that's a very good question. When did I start talking to them? I don't think I started talking to them until I was in my teens.
Oh, wow. Okay.
It was very much frustration. Go away. I don't want this. I don't want to be able to do this. I don't care. Go away. Like I was very frustrated. I wanted to be like every other teenager. I just wanted to be like everybody else. Really and truly.
Fascinating.
So when you're in a car ride, let me ask this. When you're in a car ride, were they there with you too, sitting next to you? Or just show up like at your home, maybe your school?
School, home. I didn't have
side of the road.
Side of the roads and things like that started when I was in my teens. That started in my teenage, where I would be looking down and I'd look up and there'd be a man in the street and we'd drive through him. And it would terrify me.
Remember that? Yeah.
But yes, I would see that.
Remember that face I told you, babe, that time in front of John's house? I turned, this guy's face was there and it just.
Yeah, he that's why he's
still grayed out.
It's not about you, hon. It's about Sarah.
I know.
No, that's scary.
Remember that.
Yeah,
but I know that
right by him, and so he knows that.
Just as she was saying that, the side of the road thing is kind of why I thought of that, because we were standing outside on the street that day. We weren't driving; we were just standing there. I turned my head. There was this face. I was like, it startled me. I jumped up. I looked at my friend. Did you see that? And he's like, what are you talking about, bro? I'm like,
yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, it was just a weird thing.
So when did
to throw you off?
Your
Sorry.
parents or your other family members like start to accept what was going on, or?
My mom, she did the best she could. You know what I mean? My mom is also very gifted. She didn't understand her gifts. So I want to say that. So she had a car accident in her young adult life, and it was a severe car accident. She was hospitalized and never the same after she had an out-of-body experience. And so she saw things. She knew when earthquakes would come. She knew she was always a waitress, and she was the best waitress because she knew what you wanted before you knew what you wanted.
Wow.
So she experienced her gifts in a different way. So yes, she and I both would start, as I got older, in my older teens, started seeing the same spirits in our house and things like that.
Wow.
Mhm.
Okay, so
But I only shared this. So now, I don't hold much back. But when I was younger,
right,
I would
you
definitely
did.
tell you I didn't tell people this. My best friends knew because they saw things when I was around. So they saw things happen. They experienced things alongside me. So they knew there was no hiding it. But only the
Wow.
small group of girlfriends that I had and my mom. And other than that, it's not something I shared with people. It's not something that I talked about.
Right.
Because again, I wanted to be like everybody else.
Right.
Mhm.
So through your teen years, and this was kind of a hard thing to do, I guess, or accept because, like you said, you wanted to be normal. When did you realize that you're going to take this and use this to your advantage?
I hit my 30s, and
Wow.
I got really sick, and they could not figure out what was wrong with me. I was passing out for no reason. They couldn't figure out why I was passing out. They put me on paraplegic medication because they needed to keep my blood circulating. And I went to a healing circle, my first healing circle. And that's where healers come and they heal you. So it was like this, I was going to get healed, right? During
Mhm.
this healing circle, a dead person walked through the wall and stared at me. And it was the first time in a long time where I was like, no, 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 not now, not here, not in front of these people. And
Oh my
someone
God.
saw me doing that. And they said, what are you doing? And I said, there's a man here to talk to her. And they're like, what is he saying? I'm like, no, I'm not doing this. And they said, no, Sarah, what is he saying? And I said, well, and I just said everything. I just let it all out for the very first time. I just let it out. I didn't hold back.
Yeah.
I didn't hide. And
Wow.
no joke, my blood
Is that a
pressure
release? Yeah.
to a normal blood pressure after I gave my first reading, and I haven't passed out since. And I'm
Wow.
46. This is 47 this year.
Oh my God. That's just like
That is cool.
totally.
Hang on. I just realized this thing's blinking in her face over here. Let me get rid-
Oh, the little thing up there at the top.
Yeah. Yep.
Well, at least it's not a big one. Yeah, right there. It's not a
Anyway,
big one like taking up half her screen. So, okay, so you started
Stop
to
it.
do these readings and um getting in. I'm sorry about my dogs again. We already talked about this.
no
I start getting
worries.
louder and they're getting louder. So what was the first like show you were on?
Yeah, I was just gonna start.
Like The Last Kind, or I'm
On-
throwing out these shows. What was the very first one you've ever been on?
So the first television show I was ever on was on Ghosts of Morgan City with Ben Hansen, Jeremy Leonard, and Katie Stanford. And it's a show that was based out of Louisiana, out of Morgan City, an amazing, amazing little town in Louisiana, one that I'm going back to very soon. And it was a show based on paranormal activity that was occurring that the police couldn't prove. Like, it wasn't someone trying to break into a house. People would call and say, there's someone trying to break into my house, or this, that, or the other, and they couldn't explain it. So we went out there and had an incredible time on these different cases, trying to figure out what was going on. And it was amazing.
Wow.
It was an incredible experience.
Wow.
That's cool. Ben Hansen.
I know.
I'm looking forward to chat with him.
He's
He's
like,
in all that,
that-
dude. The UFO stuff. Ooh.
he's fangirling.
I've
for
got
Ben
so
here.
many things I've taken pictures of right over my house. Things floating around, zipping around. It's in Oregon. Those stuff in the sky is just incredible.
We do have
All right.
active skies here for sure.
Yeah. Yes. We've had friends from Georgia over here, and
They just started.
I talked to them. I'd be like, you guys gotta come out, just lean against the car with me and just watch the sky for a little bit.
Yeah.
Because I told them about these little things that fly around, but it isn't just a satellite, because satellites don't all of a sudden go whoop and turn this way.
Yeah.
They sure
I'm
don't.
like, they don't do
Yep.
that, you know?
Nope.
Yeah. And then another thing that amazed me is the speed, because I I had checked out an app, an online app, and it was showing you what satellites went by, and it also
Thank you,
showed their
Victor.
speed. So like if Noah, you know, the National Oceanic thing, like if that would go by, it would give it speed and so forth. Dreads is the
Right there.
girl that was here that I did this with,
Yes.
that I had looking at the sky that night. But anyway, and then I started to realize that these little things that are flying around were going faster, way, way, way faster than things that are these satellites that were moving. And these things were coming along, and they turn. I'm like, these
Yeah.
ain't satellites. Yeah. Anyway,
Awesome. That is
I'm getting
awesome.
off
That's
different
okay.
paranormal,
No,
but yeah.
it's still there. Thank you,
All right.
Victor, for sharing us out. I appreciate that. So we were
I want to
talking
get
about
into
this
the
right at the
shows. Yeah,
beginning,
the shows.
but wait, you met Ozzy Osbourne. Now,
Yes. So not yes. So
Sorry, Jack. Sorry, Jack.
yes. So I was then
Uh,
after Ghost of Morgan City, which was an incredible experience, I was asked to be a part of the Osbournes Night of Terror, which is done every year on the Travel Channel or Discovery Plus, now on Max. So I was asked out during COVID, actually, to come out to California. So I drove all the way to California. And they were like, okay, so you're going to be working with the Osbourne family. So I'm not going to lie, I was a little nervous, to say the least.
they didn't tell you prior?
So my rule is I know nothing. So that's my rule. If you work with me, I know nothing. So they only tell me what they need to tell me. And I mean very little, like what airport I'm going into. So I don't know anything. If I know anything, I won't work on the case. So they had me drive out to California and said, you know, I was going to be working with the Osbourne family. And I was like, okay. And so I pull up to the Osbourne's house. No joke. A producer meets me up front, says, come on in. And I knock on the door, and Sharon Osbourne opens the door.
I can't even imagine.
Nice.
So I can't even imagine. It was insane. It was insane. I was like, I'm here. Like, this is where I am. Of course,
Yeah.
you guys, I've watched all the shows.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
Oh, so you know the layout. You're like, oh, I know where I'm standing. Gotcha. Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it was incredible. It was, you know, and it was really interesting because my job was to stay at the house and use a gift that I have that's known as remote viewing, and remote view a place that I didn't know where they were headed. I drew it, and I drew where they were going, and I drew what they were going to see and things that they were going to experience. I talked about them. And then they went and experienced them. It was crazy.
Oh my God. That just like
amazing.
really gave me chills all up and down.
That'd give me goosebumps,
Wow.
right? Wouldn't it?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So
And then-
Sharon then says, come right this way. So I follow Sharon into the room, and there's Ozzy Osbourne sitting on his couch.
Yeah.
And I
can't even imagine.
It was amazing. And when he talked to me, he turned right at me, and I was like, whoo! Like, I remember going, oh, eye contact.
Yeah.
Right. And he told me stories about his daughter, and he told me stories about things he's seen. And we just had a moment sitting in Ozzy's house, just talking about ghosts, you know.
Thanks, Stephen. I just want to show that, Stephen, I
Mhm.
fangirled at the beginning before we even went live. I had to get that out of my system when I was talking with Sarah. So, yes, people, I fangirled on Sarah. Just saying. Thanks, Stephen. I don't even know what I would do if I saw Sharon and Ozzy. Those two just seem so down to earth.
They really are. They really,
Oh
truly
man.
are. But I'm not going to lie, I was also really nervous because I knew Sharon and Ozzy won't hold back. So if they think you're full of it, they're going to tell you
Right.
right there.
Right. Yeah.
They're
Yes.
going to tell you. And so there was a part of me that was like, Sarah, you've got to bring it today. You've got to bring it like
Wow.
you've never brought it, because if someone's going to call you out, this is who's going to call you out. And thank goodness
Wow.
they did. They were
Right.
Well, that with that, you end up to what is it? Portals of Hell, right? Yeah, Portals of Hell with Jack Osbourne and you worked on
Katrina.
there. What? Yep, Katrina. Why couldn't I think of that name? How many seasons? 2 or how many episodes? 2 seasons.
I've been on 5 separate episodes. So
Okay, 5
throughout
separate.
their seasons. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. On portals to hell.
And
5.
how is working with Jack? Because we've watched those 2, the kids all grow up, except Amy.
Yeah.
She stayed out of the limelight, but Jack and Kelly, we've literally watched them grow up. And
Yeah.
how is it working side by side with them?
You know, Jack is he's incredible. He's really human. He's very, I mean, that sounds really weird to say, but he is really
No.
down to earth.
Yeah.
He's very, we talked about, you know, life. He shared, you know, I was having a hard time with a lot of social media stuff. And we sat down and had some Chinese food, and he kind of just talked to me about, you know, hey, do you trust these people? And I said, what do you mean? He says, these people that are writing these things about you. And I said, no. He goes, then honey, why would you care? And I was like,
Wow.
you're right. And so he gave me advice. So it was amazing.
That's
But
so cool.
we hit it off, and
Well,
you know, if I ever need anything, I'll send him a message, and vice versa. So I'm very blessed.
Wonder what got him into the paranormal.
I don't know exactly what got him in. I know he's done many podcasts on the subject.
Right.
I know. I think it's just something he's always been interested in.
I
bet
believe
he's
when
been
he
somewhere or
was
something
younger,
that-
the house in England, there was
right.
a couple rooms that really freaked them out and stuff. And
Oh,
him and
okay.
Kelly remember a few things, but Jack more so and
Yeah.
stuff. And I remember hearing him talk about stuff like that. And that's just so he's always been
What
into
was
it.
what was the most favorite show you've worked on?
Oh, crud.
Oh, we just put you on the spot, or
No, it's great.
I mean, whether it be for fun or whether it be for the, you know, the paranormal factor of it or whatever, just most
so
enjoyable.
most enjoyable, like,
Yeah. What did I
crazy
say?
because some of the most enjoyable was more of like, it was horrifying. I was terrified out of my mind. You know,
Yeah.
to be quite honest with you, like, we did an episode on Ghost of Morgan City where we go out to this island, and we went out in the fog in 3 separate boats, and the
Ooh.
boats got separated, and there was all kinds of crazy stuff that happened. And being out in the middle of nowhere in the swamps, and hearing all these different noises, and it was, for me, that was one of my favorite experiences because it was really scary. It was very scary. And it was like, you know, I'm on an island, there's fog everywhere. It was totally Scooby-Doo. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I like that expression.
That's funny you say that. I'm a lot like that, believe it or not. I want to go. If I hear a noise, I'm going to that noise. And, you know, I don't know. I think we're just women are more gutsy than men. I just
We're
got to
built
put that
different.
out there. We
Yeah.
really are. Now, you know, I've never seen a full body apparition, but the scariest thing I did see was a face. Besides a cow, there's a story about a cow. I was in a cemetery, but a face. I was at
A cow scared at me in the middle of the night. It was beautiful.
but I was at the where was I? North Carolina, the battleship there. We were on the battleship doing an
Oh, wow.
investigation, and I literally saw this face look through this plexiglass at me, and I saw the wrinkles and everything, and that is probably the closest thing to an full body, no, just apparition face that I've seen, and that was the only thing that really scared me out of all the time, besides the cow, Jay. But have you experienced? Yes, you did experience full body apparitions. But how do you use your gifts? Hold on, that's not how I want to word that. Okay, so like me, I don't like to know places like you were kind of saying earlier. I don't do history.
It is true.
A
Yeah.
lot of things.
Yeah.
Hi Velma. I want the spirits to tell me about it. Is that how you do it, or do you get any kind of history on when you're going into a location? No? Okay.
Absolutely not. No history, no information. I don't want to know anything at all, because I believe it will corrupt my reading, and I won't have that. So I don't want to know anything. I don't want any history. I want nothing. I want to go in as blind as I can, so that I can give you what honestly I receive.
Yeah.
I agree with that 100%.
Wow.
Like,
Because
Yep.
we're judged as psychic mediums, paranormal investigators, not so much, but psychic mediums, we're judged. We're either full of it, we're making this stuff up, you name it, it's said about us, right? So for me, I just learned, you know what? I'm going to go in as blind as possible so they can't say that about me. And so I've always kind of had that attitude.
good. Yes. And what's your website too? Because I want a lot of people to know that if you guys want a psychic medium reading, I guess I said that wrong or right.
No, you
What
said
is your website again?
I get it.
Mine's
Oh, never mind.
mediumsaralemos.com.
My husband put that up there.
I missed it.
mediumsaralemos.com. So just my name.com.
Yeah.
Thank you, Shaman Sundays.
I was going to say Shaman. Brandon's in here. Are you fangirling Shaman?
Oh, he's my buddy. He's my buddy.
He's cool. He is so cool. I love him. Well, actually, then you would know that looks like him, right?
Oh, yeah.
Whatever.
No,
ain't that great.
No, it looks like Brandon, babe. Honestly, you haven't seen
I thought you were talking about.
That literally looks like Brandon.
It looks like Brandon
with baseball hat
on. I'm seeing if anybody does anybody have any questions for Sarah while she's here?
Yeah, we're gonna open it up.
If not, so what else? So the Ghost Hunters Cruise, what's that?
So that's actually how I met Ben Hansen. So I met Ben Hansen. I was touring with Ghost Hunter Cruises for 6 years. And we had Barry Fitzgerald from Ghost Hunter International and Carl Pfeiffer from Ghost Hunters Academy. Okay. And we traveled. And after a while, Barry couldn't do it anymore. So they had Ben Hansen come on. And so Ben came in one day and to my reading on the ship. And I said, Ben, your grandfather's here. Would you like to hear from him? And Ben's like, sure. Right. So Ben has been around many, many psychic mediums. He's been in the field for a very long time. I assumed he had had a reading before. He had never had a reading before. So I gave him a reading. I gave him things that he said I should not know. And there's no way I know. And he was like, I want you on my team. So that's how I got picked to be on Ghost of Morgan City.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's the only reason I was asked to be on that show.
Wow. Yeah. So, Velma, she went ahead and put your link up there. I met her in New Orleans and stuff. So when you were talking about that place there's a lot of activity there in Louisiana and stuff. So I knew exactly what you were talking about. And the way you feel too about, we tend to go east and investigate and do a lot of stuff for, I don't know why we just don't stay over here in the Oregon. There's still a lot of history over here.
Yeah, we've got a lot of history here.
So many ghosts, and where I grew up at was where the gold rush came through, and California. There's just so much, but I don't know. It's just something about back east, probably because they were here first, I guess. I don't know. Um, oh, we got somebody right here asking a question. Did you work with Ben on UFOs as a
So I
witness?
didn't work with him on UFO Witness. I know who you're talking, and I do actually kind of look like her. That's funny. I was like I'm looking at myself going, yeah, you know what? With my hair long, I actually kind of look like her. But no, I did not. I worked with him on Ghost of Morgan City. I've
Okay.
learned a lot about UFOs through Ben Hansen, though. I will say that.
And being an Oregonian, you've
See.
seen a lot too in the skies, huh?
Yep, without a
Yeah.
doubt. I've experienced
yeah.
things that I can't explain.
Okay, let me ask you this. What's your thoughts on Bigfoot?
So it's interesting. I didn't used to I don't, just because I'm a psychic medium doesn't mean I believe in everything.
Right.
So
Right.
I, for many, many years, did not believe in Bigfoot. I was like, what are we talking about here? Right? But that said,
Oh,
that
my husband's got a Bigfoot behind him on the wall right there. You see that?
yes,
Tattooed with it.
yes, I do believe now, but I've had personal experiences that led me to believe it. So I didn't believe for a long time. And then I had an experience with a Bigfoot hair. Believe it or not, I was handed an envelope with a Bigfoot hair in it. At the time, I did not know what was in the envelope, or I wouldn't have touched it. And someone handed it to me and said, read what's inside. So I did. I read what was inside, and what I said was, I am looking northeast. I fall to my knees. I am calling out to another adult. I said, why am I calling it an adult in my head? And then I said, and there's a child running. And then I realized what was running. And then I looked up at this man and said, what is this in this envelope? Because I'm seeing Bigfoot. And he says, you're holding a Bigfoot hair. And we found it where 2 knee prints were put into the earth. We found it. And I said, now I believe. Now I believe.
Mm.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. It was a little scary.
So how old were you when that happened? Just curious.
Oh, this was only about 4 years ago when it happened.
What?
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, I was at the UFO festival in McMinnville, Oregon, which is a great, 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 great function. If you get a chance, go out there, hang out with those people. And I met this guy, and he handed me an envelope and said, let me see what you do. And I said, all right, I'll show you what I can do, And I wasn't ready for that.
Yeah, it's like, whoa, this is a little different.
Yeah.
Wow.
Dang.
Let's see. Any other questions?
A lot of people like to try to stump you, don't they? If they see you and stuff.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Let's see if she can really do it.
I'd hate to be validated all the time. That's got to be
Like
annoying.
you said, it's different with a psychic medium than
I think spirits are the same way.
or-
You knock here, bang on this. They get fed up with it too, I believe.
Oh, I believe they do.
Yeah.
I believe wholeheartedly they do. I mean,
Especially if it's like a location
performers.
especially if it's a location that it's well known that they're there, and everybody that walks through the door wants them to juggle or something,
Here, finish this, knocking
Yeah.
and yeah.
Yeah, shaving a haircut, right.
Yeah.
All right, let's see.
That's a great comment.
So, do the spirits
Sarah,
still
what's in
come
that damn hole?
Oh, which one? I missed it. Oh, wait. Dina goes,
happened?
not Dina. Sarah,
No.
what's in that damn hole right there?
So if you guys have ever watched Ghost Town Terror, there's a hole that Tim goes in the very first season, looks down into, starts to go in, and they call it. It's not safe enough. He's not allowed to go down in the hole.
Yeah. It was like a mine. Yes.
And so he's not allowed. They call him. So on the first season, we don't get to go down there. Second season, they call in a bigger crew. Tim goes down into the hole. And so he goes down there and finds all kinds of stuff and has some like different experiences down there that are quite scary. But that's funny. He always asks me what's in the damn hole. That's funny.
I get it. Yeah. That's cool.
Yeah, but in season 2, I also dive into a cave. So I go deep, deep, deep into the earth in this cave, and it's
You went
I would
in.
say one of my other favorite moments, because it was
How did they
something
prep you for that? How do they prep you for that?
they don't prep you. They
I'm
say,
gonna
here,
say she's a
here's your
woman. Here,
harness.
go.
You're going in that hole.
Oh, that would be so cool.
Yeah. Yeah, except I was probably 3 stories. I had to go down 3 stories on a rope. So it was quite crazy.
Three
And dusty
stories?
the whole way, right?
Oh, it was insane. And the smells
Yeah.
and the sounds
Yeah.
down there, very different.
Ah,
Okay.
interesting. Hey,
So
Dory,
that
welcome.
Hey, Thomas. So, okay, so when you go into investigate a house, do you like the basements or the attics or just the main floor, or it just depends on the location?
I would say it just depends on the location. I always like basements for some reason. Me personally, I don't know why. It could be my connection to the earth. I don't know if that's, why. But like I do like basements. I do think that energy works different underground. But I do yeah, and I think it just depends. It depends on the location.
I think it's because you're an Oregonian, because that's how I am.
Probably.
I'm like, the basements are like the go-to place. I don't know. I'd rather go in the basement first, then to the attic, then the main floor. It's an Oregonian thing, people.
Yeah,
We just have to say that. She's a lot like me. She's just like, just go in there and we'll take care of it.
that's right.
See, a lot of other people are like, I don't like the basement. I do. I love basements. Wow. We got a bunch of people coming in. Bruce from
Oops, you
he's
got
over there at
choppy.
Tombstone. They're having a Paracon this year. April 26th through 28th. And then my brain just broke again on that, and I knew it was going to happen. Oh, are you going to be going to any Paracons coming up soon yourself?
I am going to Louisiana March 22nd through the 24th. Going down there to do a Paracon with incredible group of people. We have Dave Schrader, we have Shane Pittman, we have Jeremy Leonard. It's going to be a really good
Wow.
time.
Don't let
Wow,
the ghosts and
that
the
sounds
ghouls disturb you, darling.
See, there's my husband.
I love it.
What do you have planned after that? Anything else, or just that's the current one?
Yeah, in April I have so in April I'm doing the Palmer House. It's sold out, but if you've ever
Wow.
get a chance to go to the Palmer House, it's incredible. I've never, when I went to the Palmer House the first time, I had 2 little kids come into my bedroom, spirit kids, and I was like, "Huh?" And they're like, "Come read to us. Come read to us. That's what you guys
Wow.
do." And I'm like, "That's what we guys, paranormal investigators." And they're like, "Yeah, you read to us." And I'm like,
Oh.
"Boy, don't you guys have us trained." Um,
Wow,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, it's great though. It's very active place.
Wow.
Very active.
That's really cool. That's really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, you should tell her about your balloon. That was with the child. That's Emmy does good sometimes with the kids.
Oh, I was at Old South Pittsburgh Hospital, and a little boy was communicating with me with a balloon.
Yeah.
And some people want to try to debunk it as wind, but there was a bunch of people in there. They witnessed me. I'm down low child level and stuff. And even when I asked him to push the balloon over the line, you could see he's trying to do it. And
It,
then I'm like, okay,
there was a
stop the balloon.
balloon
And
with
it would
sand in it.
stop. Yeah, so it couldn't go
They put
anywhere. It was
sand in the
just,
balloon so it can't go anywhere, but this thing is still, it was really cool. I wasn't
That's
there, but I watched the
awesome.
video.
yeah.
Yeah.
Steven says, see, that's what I want to start doing instead of paranormal, to explore abandoned mines. That would be cool too. I want to go into caves and stuff. What are your thoughts on caves? To be
I ain't
So the
going
honest.
no
gin like
caves.
to hang out in caves. So what people would say are the the jinn. And so you want to be careful. They tend to like to lure people to their death. They're not ones to play around with, and you always want to leave them something. So you want to leave them a little something before you leave the cave itself. But Yeah. And you want to be careful with caves because there's laws. So there's a lot of laws on which ones you can be in. Yes, Holzer files. That's okay. Yes. Yes, Dave Schrader was on the Holzer files. And then 28 Days is Shane Pittman. Correct.
Oh yeah, I see. Now I'm like, look, I'm like, where's she reading this at? My
Ooh.
camera's in front of my way. Okay, Discovery Hill. Yeah, that's gonna. God, I can't even talk. Those are the special guests that's actually going to be there in.
Amy Bruni, Aaron Sagers. I hope
Have
I
you
said
worked
that
with?
right.
Oh yeah.
Shane Pittman, Ghost Trip Investigators, Karen A. Dullman, Jessica Potter, Richard Estep,
He's
Greg
amazing.
Lawson, Richard Estep,
Yeah.
yep,
Wow.
and Greg Lawson,
He's
Tony
funny.
Ratham,
Yeah.
and Unearthing the Supernatural.
Yeah. So we have some of those guys coming out to Louisiana also. But yes, this is a great
Nice.
group. I saw their advertisement too. That's going to be a great group of people. Yeah.
You know what? They
Next year,
forgot
I hope
Rick
they offer
McCollum.
to ask me out. So put that in your cap.
Ooh.
Yeah, there you go. Ask me out.
So, Bruce, you forgot to put Rick McCollum, because I had Rick McCollum on my show a few weeks ago, and they didn't put that one in there. No, I didn't see Rick McCollum's name. Shame on you, Bruce.
Well,
God, there's just so many persons.
yeah. Oh, actually, you know, I actually have a
I'm
Shane.
happy
There it
to.
is.
Shame.
Yeah, I'm going to be
Shame.
going to
Shame.
I'm going to go to Tombstone Paracon myself too. So
Cool.
I can't wait to meet all these other people there.
Oh, they're amazing. That's a really cool group of people.
I hope No, I fangirl because you're an Oregonian. That was I was just like, oh my God. Okay. And what else we gotta
All
ask
right.
here?
So you asked about Portals of Hell.
Yeah.
Off camera, we asked about the city. No, I'm having it. It's gonna come across the screen. Yes, thank you. Morgan City.
Yeah.
How about let the audience hear a little bit about that?
So some of you guys have seen it, and it's crazy, but it's where we experienced a full body apparition in the Idlewild Plantation. One of the very first full body apparitions found on camera. And so many people, believe it or not, we experienced that on Ghost Town, the Ghost of Morgan City. Yeah.
I'm sure that clip's out there if anyone wants to look
Oh,
it
it's
up.
out there. And there's also a huge clip done by Ben Hansen, because Ben and I went back and spent our day off trying to debunk it. So there's also other YouTube stuff that you can watch that's behind the scenes where we went back and worked our butts off to try to debunk it.
Right, yeah.
Wow.
Cool. So you were explaining that was it Morgan City? No, it was the other town where they had brought houses.
Ghost Town Terror.
Yeah.
Ghost Town Terror.
Mm-hmm.
So what were some experiences in that one?
In Montana. Somebody knows. Somebody's out there. Yeah, Anaconda, Montana.
Yeah.
We did some work in a ghost town in a gulch in Montana, where several people have brought in different houses into this gulch and created a ghost town. And it was quite an experience.
That's pretty neat.
Brandon says, tell us about the perfect and safe RV you're riding in Morgan City.
There's nothing perfect or safe about our RV, and he knows it. The RV was horrifying. When we get in to go to the different locations, this thing would rock. I mean, let me tell you what. At one point, Ben hit the gas. I thought we were all going to die. It was crazy.
Oh,
this is funny.
I'll
definitely be watching behind the
typing
scenes.
yours. Okay, maybe next year we'll talk to her. Lots of people already asking about 2024. You can
I was
tell
gonna say
Bruce.
we got about 15 minutes if you want to grab any more good questions in.
Look
Yeah,
at this.
so
Maybe next year. Look at them say maybe next year. Do they know?
I
Who
know,
we're
right?
talking about? This is psychic medium Sarah Lemos.
Bruce, how dare you? How dare you, Bruce?
No, I'm just kidding. Absolutely, no worries. No worries.
That
Just
would
kidding.
be awesome because the Tombstone, this is their 2nd annual, and it's becoming
That's
bigger
awesome.
and bigger.
That's awesome.
So yeah, Bruce, you definitely want to get Sarah there. Yes. Okay.
Just saying.
I told you. Like, listen to me. I'm like pimping Sarah out. Yeah, okay.
I love it.
What do you say
She
here?
already knows,
Well,
right?
no,
There's the joke. Then I'm on my way.
There we go. She's a medium.
Boom.
She's the first one you guys are inviting, right? Right?
The answer is yes. I'm the medium. The answer is yes.
Oh, this was fun. This is like I said, I love your energy. Your YouTube. You don't post too much on it, but
Ooh,
are you going to start
YouTube.
posting more on it? Because
Yeah.
that
Yep, this year that's the goal. I like to, my thing is when I came into my gifts, I had a really hard time finding people that in the very beginning that would help me. I felt very alone. And one of my goals is to be available to help people learn about their own gifts. And so I started an online academy called Pathways to Spirit, and I've been teaching for the last 12 years.
Wow.
So I have an online program that helps people learn about their psychic abilities, learn about their mediumship abilities, learn what guides are, how to work with angels. So this is something that I feel very, very powerful about and strong about and love the opportunity. So I think, doing some extra stuff on different social medias is important.
That's so cool. She did
So
mention.
I'm looking at it. Sorry, babe. I'm looking at a
No, I was
YouTube.
reading-
And it's a thumbnail, very curly hair. Is that the one?
That's
Is that a
me.
different one?
No.
Is that the right
Yeah,
channel or
that's
no?
me. I have very curly hair. I believe it or not, my hair is very curly.
All right, I'm gonna subscribe to this one as long as this is
and
it.
drop her link and stuff. I guess
That's what I'm gonna do.
you guys
I
know now
couldn't-
I was fangirling if I found her Facebook or her YouTube. I mean,
That's what I. Oh yeah, you got the YouTube. The Medium.
I got number 3. You
Website.
guys saw me put my fingers up. I put 3 fingers up. I'm just saying it. They asked what number were they thinking from 1 to 5, and I put up 3. You saw it.
yep, I did.
Just saying it.
She can't read my mind because you guys, you know why? I gotta have a mind for her to read. Here we go. I'm just going to throw that
Is it
out
that
there.
kind of reading? Is it that kind of? It's not that kind of reading. It's
No.
No, she's a psychic medium. She can. Yep, Stephen goes, yep, 3.
Is this like the chick that told me the reason I don't have a motorcycle to this day at 54 years old, Amy? I went and had my tea
Probably
leaves
somebody
read.
just like that.
At
Yes.
16 years old. At like 16 years old, me and a girlfriend went and had our tea leaves read after we went to a
Wasn't
Red
me.
Sox baseball game. And the gal told me to stay away from motorcycles, never ride motorcycles. Well, I made the mistake of telling my wife many, many years later. And as a result, I've never had a motorcycle.
No.
And she thinks that, because one of her relatives had an accident, everyone's going to have an accident. Ridiculous.
Yeah, there's
Tea
still more
leaves.
to that story. No, you don't know.
Yeah. I don't want to tell her everything. I may have to talk to her at some point.
What else we got going on here? Hold on. So there's also Osbournes Want to Believe, right? So there's 3 different shows with the Osbournes, right? There's Osbournes Want to Believe,
Portals to Hell, and
Portals to Hell.
The Osbournes Night of Terror.
So what's the Osbournes Want to Believe? I've seen
Jack
that.
actually took our footage from Idlewild Plantation with the full body apparition and showed it to his parents.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah.
And that's
So
how love is there, you guys.
there's a lot of people that, like I said, either believe it or don't believe it. But,
Right.
all I can say is what I experienced and what I saw. And it's crazy. Like it's crazy. There's parts of me that want to say, there's no way. There's just no way. And when you're there, you're going, there's no way. There's no way. But it was incredible. It was incredible.
I say that to a lot of people. It's like, your story, people are like, you won't believe my story. It's so far-fetched. It's out there. I'm like, I'll probably believe it because if it happened to you, who am I to say if it happened to you or not? And you can always tell when somebody's being very truthful and honest about, you know, their stories. And yeah, right. There's another question. Where's 𝕃𝕠𝕚𝕚 Plantation?
𝕃𝕠𝕚 Plantation. So the
That's it.
𝕃𝕠𝕚 Plantation is in right outside of Morgan City in Louisiana. So if you want to catch it, it's on Ghost of Morgan City.
Yeah, you guys. We definitely want to catch that.
I kind of lost some belief in psychics.
Yeah.
TV psychic back in the day.
Oh,
Derek, I totally
sorry about that.
understand.
Ah, dang it, Emmy.
Yeah.
Me and my
Yeah.
wife are playing ping pong, trying to get the messages up.
That's funny.
All right, go ahead.
But yes, so I think, you have to check your gut with anything, if you agree with a psychic medium, if you don't agree with a psychic medium, you either work with them or you don't work with them. And so I honor that. Like, I totally get that, where, some people watched Sylvia Browne and said bullshit. Some people watched Sylvia Browne and said, whoa,
Yeah.
so, you have to check your own gut and, and honor it.
And with you being a psychic medium, there are a lot of fakes out there too. So how should we watch out for, prepare ourselves, or what would be a sure sign and stuff?
One thing that I would say, if you're going to go to a medium, one thing is you don't need to bring questions. The medium's job is to connect. Our job is to be the in-between. So we don't need pictures. We don't need names. We don't need information. It's our job as an evidential medium to bring that to you. So if you come to someone and they immediately start asking you questions, that's not giving you a reading. That's having a conversation. So it's really important that, and if any point in time you feel, so I'll ask you, does this make sense? But all I want is a yes or a no. I do not want you telling me any more information. It's very important. Very important.
That makes sense. That I had a lady read my palm, and that's how she did, just exactly the way you were saying. She was reading it and telling me things and saying, you know that name, right? And I'm like, yeah. So yeah, that's really cool.
And also,
And
if
now
someone comes to you and says they have a message for you, but you're going to need to buy a candle, and this candle is $500, and you're going to light this candle, and then they'll get back to you, and they refuse to see you a second time because you have a demon that's on you, and it's going to cost $750 to remove the demon. If this is stuff that's happening, this person is not being honest or ethical or being kind to you, and you need to cut all communication with them.
wow. There you guys go.
You will see it.
Brandon goes, I'll do it for $250. Okay, Brandon, you're hired, man.
No doubt, man.
Steven says, see, and that is exactly why I trust Sarah over all the rest. Best. She's the best. She's the rest. Yeah. Wow. There was something else I was going to ask her.
You got about 5 minutes, babe. We're gonna wrap up.
I know. Okay, so
Sarah, it's been a pleasure.
If I was to ask you to come back on my show again someday, would you?
Absolutely.
Awesome. If you ever come up north, can we go hang out maybe at the UFO festival?
Absolutely.
You guys check this out. Oh,
Right?
definitely. I would love
I like
to do
going to the
that.
Bigfoot festival too. That's my thing. I like my Bigfoot festival.
So
I got pictures. I've met oh gosh.
Cliff Rockman.
No, I can't think of it. Well,
Yes,
Cliff,
Cliff.
but no. Oh God, I can't think of his name. Yeah, Gimlin.
Gimble.
Bob Gimlin.
Bob Gimlin.
Gimlin,
Yes, we met
yes.
Bob Gimlin. But that's
He's
okay,
really
Jack.
cool. He's the guy that was with Patterson. When they took that original film.
So hold
She's
on,
really
Jay.
cool.
I gotta
Yeah.
ask Sarah, where can everybody find you at and locate you at in the websites and everything?
Yeah. So if you want to connect with me, 𝕃𝕼𝕚𝕚 has all my information on my school classes that are coming up, readings if you're looking for a reading. And I'm doing a lot of stuff right now on TikTok. So Medium Sarah Lemos on TikTok. On Sundays, I give free readings because I want to give back. And I really enjoy doing that. And I'm also on several times a week on TikTok teaching. And sharing information about crystals and things like that that people sometimes enjoy. But I'm also really well known on Facebook. So if you want to look me up on Facebook, you'll find me there.
Cool.
Nice to meet you guys.
Oh,
Yeah.
this was
Oh, this has been a pleasure. Yeah.
it has to come to an end. No, it's okay. Wait, what is
Emmy
Steven
was
say?
freaking out. She's like,
Oh.
babe, what are we gonna ask? What are we gonna
I'm like,
babe,
because
she's
I
so
didn't
cool,
know.
babe.
I am. Yeah. God, you guys found my weakness.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would definitely love to have you back on the show. I
Yeah.
want to thank everybody for coming in. Thank you, j-mac, for dropping
Yep.
her website over there on the YouTube side, whatever
Yeah.
side we're on. And we'll also start dropping your YouTube over there too. So everybody in here will start following you and getting to like I said, your energy was amazing when I was watching. I was like, oh my God.
You could look her up on, she says, on Facebook as well, huh?
On Facebook. Yep. Definitely look her up on Facebook and you guys see.
See if we can find it real
I
quick.
don't know what
feel
else
free
to
and-
say or
Yeah.
ask. This was
You know, I will say this too, guys. So somebody wrote, I wish I could afford to do these things. If you're talking about readings or things like that, don't forget on TikTok, I go on Sundays and do spirit-led readings. So that doesn't cost anything. Yeah.
so it's Medium Sarah
Where's that?
on
Where's that?
TikTok. TikTok.
Okay.
So baby, you're gonna have to bring your
There's her
TikTok back
Facebook
up.
as well. Here's her
Okay, her
here's her
Facebook's over
Facebook
there.
as well.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
And Dawn, sub to you on YouTube. You're getting everybody coming over. Parasolos added you. Thank you, Brandon. Thank you, Brandon. Like here, Brandon. Thank you. Here. In honors of Brandon.
That's right.
So let me ask you before we go. How do you know Brandon?
So I know Brandon through Katie and Katie Stanford.
Why did we talk about them?
Yeah, amazing humans, amazing people. Some of my favorites.
Yeah, we Katie and I we're also like every now and then we'll be on when spirits connect and we'll do the double Estes method and stuff like that. So
cool.
yeah, I just started getting to know them. And then KD is the one that makes the paranormal equipment.
That's right. He's the one who made all the equipment that I used. We all used on Ghost of Morgan City. The equipment that you'll find on our shows on Portals to Hell. He did a lot of equipment. He did equipment for conjuring Kesha. So a lot of Katie's work is has been seen on television.
Yes. So you guys definitely. And one more question because we got like a couple minutes left. What is your favorite piece of device besides yourself? Like what do you like to use? What's your favorite piece of device that is your go-to besides?
If I'm going to use a device, I like the REM pod. I think people make fun of me, but like I really do as a communicator like to just be like, I'm going to communicate, and then you come close and you show that you're close so that people know I'm tapped into you. So I like things like that. Also, to be quite honest, just a recording device, just to record.
Yeah.
We've got our own Sarah. That's what we're down there teasing.
Oh yeah, right there.
But she's
so you might as well play
she's
the
not
Sarah
as nice.
We should have played that at the beginning. No, I'm joking.
No, I don't know. To be like, they made a soundbite to pick on me.
Stephen did say
it's to pick on the other one, not you.
Are you coming on the Paranormal United Network Paralinks? Yes, say yes. Say yes.
I believe so. Yeah, that's next week, I believe.
She's like, look, and she's like, I got it.
It's
And
written somewhere.
because of Steven, I've actually had to, he's like, Emmy, you need to start getting organizers and stuff like that, planners. So because of that guy right there, Steven, and I got adult ADHD, so I need a planner. But we'll go ahead and say our goodbyes. Actually, I can end the stream right now because it's time. I want to thank everybody
Yeah.
for coming in. I'm going to go ahead and end the stream. And you guys, I'm going to post all of our information down below. And until we meet again, much love, and we'll see you all later. Peace.